Good morning, YouTube. It is Saturday, February 20th. We are going to my apartment gym right now to go get in some fasted cardio. And I'll show you guys what the gym looks like. It's small, but it gets the job done. So here's the pool. This gym doesn't have a lot in terms of equipment. It really just has elliptical, a couple bikes, treadmills. So I'll do a treadmill at an incline of 15 for 30 minutes, and that'll be my cardio for the day. Hey guys, what's going on? I just wanted to make a video about my current diet, my workouts, just to give you guys a little overview of what my split looks like and what my macros are at and all that good stuff. So right now, I'm following kind of an upper body, lower body workout. I do legs 3 times a week, and for my leg workouts, I stopped doing squats almost completely. Right now I'm sticking to just a lot of cable kickbacks, a lot of hamstrings, not anything quad related really because of how fast my quads grow, so I'm staying away from those. Kickbacks in all directions, so backward to the side, kind of diagonally back, if that makes sense, but that seems to be helping a lot more for me. So I know in the last video I talked a little bit about what it means for your glutes to fire and how can you tell if they're not firing. Basically the only way for you to tell is if you do something that's supposed to work your butt and you never feel it there. You feel it more in your quads, you feel it more in your hamstrings, and you can't seem to ever be sore with your butt and it doesn't seem to be growing. That's how you know your glutes aren't firing the way that they're supposed to. So as much as it kind of sucked to back off of the heavy squats and stuff like that, that's what I needed to do because my butt's not growing. So fortunately I don't get to do all the fun heavy squats that I used to really like to do, but I am seeing a lot of progress by switching it up. So I've been doing this for about 2 to 3 weeks now, and I've seen a lot of progress, which is cool. Also because I'm kind of in a deficit-ish now. I didn't expect to really see much, but I am, so that's always good. As far as my upper body days, I kind of go legs, back day, like back and maybe your adult day, and then I'll do legs again, and then it'll be kind of everything else, so chest, shoulders, arms, all that kind of gets lumped into one day. And that's where it seems to be kind of good for me right now. I think I put on a lot of muscle during my bulk, so I'm not too worried about my upper body. It's more of just leaning out my upper body. And it's really just kind of focusing on my lower half and getting everything where it needs to be. As far as my diet, my macros right now, I am at 180-ish grams of carbs, 56 grams of fat, and 126 grams of protein. I've been kind of playing around with my carbs. I haven't dropped below 175 yet, so it's been going between like 195 and 175. And I think what I'm going to end up doing is carb cycling, so if anyone knows anything about that, it's basically you have like a high carb day, a low carb day, maybe a medium carb day if that's what you want. But I've been getting a lot of questions from my friends on how to structure macro dieting and kind of where do you come up with your numbers, how do you change things to make them kind of fit your goals better. And really it just comes down to finding an online calculator. It's really easy. I think Katie Hearn has one on her website. Plug in your stuff, generate some numbers for you. The best thing you can do is follow those numbers consistently. So not like one day you hit them, one day you don't. Gotta do it consistently. And do that for about 2 to 3 weeks. See where your body goes. Weigh yourself every day and see if the average over the week is going down or if it's going up or if it's staying the same. Depending on where you're at, whether you're bulking or maintaining or cutting, that's going to depend on what you need to do with your macros. So when you first start, it could be a little overwhelming to try and figure out how many macros a day you're eating and all that stuff, but really just go on MyFitnessPal, plug in your food. It's going to be a little tedious at first, but if you're like me, you can pretty much eat the same thing every day. So it's kind of like you plug it in once and you just follow it for the rest of the week, and that's how it works for me. But everyone's a little different, so if you feel like you need to have variety in your life, plan 2 or 3 days, and then you can kind of cycle them as you go. And then how to adjust it from there. I wouldn't go crazy on trying to bring down your carbs right away, because you don't want to get to the end of your cut and have no carbs left. You want to make sure that, especially if you're in the beginning of it, you have a nice amount of carbs so that you can kind of take away and add on as you need to go. And that's where carb cycling comes in pretty handy, because you don't have to just keep depleting and depleting and depleting. You can kind of go deplete and back up and deplete and back up, and your body will still lose fat the way that you want it to. And going back to the workout portion of everything, I'm doing cardio maybe 3 times a week. I started doing fasted cardio like 5 days a week, maybe 2 weeks ago, and I added on way too quick. So I'm bringing it back down. I'm going to do 3 days a week. Fasted, not fasted, doesn't really matter. I'm just trying to stay consistent with hitting 3 times a week. There's some research that shows that fasted is beneficial, and then there's some research that shows that it's not. So I think it's personal preference on that one, whatever you feel more comfortable doing. Usually when I'm going to cut, I feel better doing my workouts fasted, because once I start eating, I start to feel sick, but then there are days where if I don't eat enough, then I feel really sick when I work out. So it's a day-by-day thing. I wouldn't say you should do everything fasted because it's going to promote fat loss. I just don't think there's enough to support that yet. But that's another thing, when you go into your cut, you don't want to add on too much too fast. So you don't want to do 5 days of cardio when you're 20 weeks out, because what are you going to add on when you're at the end of your cut? So right now, 3 days a week, 15 to 25 minutes, somewhere in there, depending on how much time I have. Not freaking out too much about it, really just focusing on my lifts and my eating, and as long as I can hit my macros, I'll slowly get to the point where I want to be. That being said, I am picking out a show. I haven't decided on a date just yet because of some of the different pricing for shows, so I want to kind of see what the best one would be. But I'm thinking somewhere in July, maybe late July. I know there's Battle on the Bay, there is Branch Warren, there's a couple of them after that. So probably mid-July. That would put me at like a 20-week cut, and I'll kind of tell you guys the differences as the weeks go on, and you guys can see how I progress from there. We also, the gym we're going to has, the guy who owns it, it's like big into bodybuilding and training competitors and stuff like that, so at some point we're probably going to start training with him, at least maybe 1 day a week, just to have someone who's been through it before, since neither of us have done shows. And I think, as much as David doesn't want to admit it, he's probably going to do one soon. So we'll make sure we put that on his channel as well. And for anyone who's interested, who needs a little bit more help on macros, we are doing programs right now. We're both trainers. David has his certification, I have my degree. So we can do macros, we can do workouts and all that stuff. So if you guys feel like you need some more help, please feel free to check that out. We have our own website. I'll put that at the end so you guys can go on and look at it. And other than that, keep checking in with the videos. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, we have Snapchat, so feel free to kind of send questions our way through any of those, and we'll make sure we get back to you. Alright, thanks for watching.
us. Pioneers started on my corner like the cold crush. Had smokers lining up the block like a gold rush. The saying live fast and die young is what they told us. The way that they mold us, perfect way they showed us how to get money, fuck bitches off this nose dust. Showed me how to burn the block down before it slows up, before the window of opportunity closes up. I came, I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. Yeah, I came, I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. Yeah, yo, we said get 'em, so I got 'em all. Yeah, and turn this bitch into a barrier. Yeah. Good music. Oh, slow. Yeah. Looking from the top floor, why would I stop for? Still hear the crowd cheers while I'm thinking encore. Flying on a Concorde, listening to Tom Ford. Frames match the song title, flyer than a condor. Little niggas rhyme poor, poverty flows in you, powder beating holes in. I am who you're trying for? I think not. Pusher, stay hot. The coops got no roofs, forever they stay dropped. Nigga, I came, I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. Yeah, I came, I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. Yeah, yo, we said get 'em, so I got 'em all. Yeah, and turn this bitch into a barrier. Yeah. Good music. Oh, slow. Yeah. Turn this bitch into a barrier.
We're going to take everything, stick up everybody. We're not business, we're not cater. Them can't chat to us, them can't see us, them can't say nothing. You're gonna murder someone.
You ready? I came, I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. Yeah, I came, I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. Yeah, yo, we said get 'em, so I got 'em all. Yeah, and turn this bitch into a barrier. I came, I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. I came, I saw, I conquered, I'm bald. I came, I saw, I conquered, I'm bald.
And turn this bitch into a barrier.
Okay, so my cravings are like terrible tonight. So I played around with my macros a little bit and I found something that probably will only taste good to me. But I'm doing the mint Quest bars with peanut butter and mocha cappuccino protein. I'm gonna make like an icing out of it. And I'm gonna bake the Quest bars to try and make them into cookies. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. This is my first time doing it, so we'll see. But I'll let you guys know if it turns out any good.